Hey there. Thanks for stopping by in my study. I'm just here hanging out, reading. I got my word. I got a lot of books over here. But I'm glad you stopped by because I want to share something with you. I have just been reminded, and I'm so moved in my heart by a woman named Mary of Bethany. She so touched the heart of Jesus. And, firstly, we hear about her where she's sitting at the Lord's feet, listening to his teachings. And then her sister Martha is busy working, frantically working, roundabout trying to serve all the people. Very familiar story, but I just love that too. Jesus says, one thing is needed, one thing is necessary, and Mary chose that good portion. So Mary, to me, this is my study is called the Mary of Bethany Prayer Room. So this is, she's just somebody who I've always admired. I love her love for Jesus. I love her devotion to him. And just her devotion, her pure adoration has always really moved my heart. So in John chapter 12, it's verse 1 down to verse 8, it kind of shares the story where Mary, and it's shared in other parts of the other Gospels as well, but basically the gist of the story is that, Lazarus has just been raised from the dead. Another Gospel says that there's a leper that was cleansed, and they're all dining at table together. They're having a meal together. Lazarus is there. Supposedly from the other gospel, a leper, a cleansed leper may be there. All the disciples are there. Martha's there. Martha's there serving, and Mary is there. And Mary does this incredible act of worship where she pours in the oil on the feet of Jesus. She anoints Jesus and prepares him for his burial. And people mock her. Think about it. The dead man raised Lazarus, and he doesn't worship Jesus like that. The leper, he doesn't worship Jesus like that. The disciples that had walked with him for over 3 years, they don't worship Jesus like that. But Mary of Bethany sees his worth. They cry out waste. She cries out worth. And as she sees the light of his worthiness and his worth, she anoints him with this costly offering. And it's really, he says, to prepare him for burial. And then he says this incredible statement where he says, surely I tell you, wherever my gospel is preached, this will be told of her. And here I am today, right here with you, this very day, talking about this woman in Israel, this unassuming woman that, otherwise, if this didn't happen, we never would hear about her or never know about her. But because of this act of worship, this act of adoration, forever she's remembered in history and she's recalled as we reflect on the gospel of Jesus. So again, I'm just moved by her devotion. It's an example to me. I want to be like Mary of Bethany. She's one of my heroes. And this passage here, John chapter 12, or as I said, you can find it in other parts of the Gospels, really stirred my heart, and it inspired me to write this. So I want to read this to you. I wrote this little poem or reflective poem. It's called Mary of Bethany, in honor of her. So let me read this to you. Mary of Bethany. A dead man raised, a diseased man healed and forgiven, and 12 disciples around a table still did not perceive his worth. But a woman named Mary poured a year's wages upon his feet. Everyone cried waste, but Mary wept in the light of his worth. They marveled at her sacrifice. She marveled at his. She did not give her all for vision, for glory, or for man. She gave her all for him. Love compelled her. It was not a waste in the light of his worth. Laying down her life, embracing suffering, giving up all, not from Christian duty, but from bridal delight. She laid down the drive to explain, the compulsion to be heard, the obsession to be understood, the hunger for an audience, not for purpose, but for his person. She touched his heart. She moved him, and he commended her. Her act of love forever spoken of wherever his gospel is preached. So that's my little writing, Mary of Bethany. I hope that encourages you. Man, during this season, during this time as we're gearing up to Easter and just reflecting, Resurrection Sunday, I I want to be like Mary. I want to be lost in adoration and love to Jesus, pouring out my affection on his feet. Everywhere I go, whatever season I'm in, whatever trial, whatever mountain or valley, I want to be looking for the feet of Christ. And so anyways, this is a little poem in honor of her. I pray that it encourages you. And until next time, take care.